Welcome to the Mystic Bohemian, and this reading is for Tauruses. Tauruses is the bulls. I hope you're well. I hope you're safe. And before we start, there is one Taurus who said, I could hear him, it's not as if I have a fucking roadmap to this. And they heard you, and the answer is metamorphosis. In order to navigate this, you will need to change. The blessing card for this reading, for Taurians for this month, is a blessing on your family. And that includes your blood family or your chosen family. The astrology cards for Taurus this month. You can't see these. They're really pretty. Ow, stop sticking to me. Is the sun. What it is you are trying to move forward with will need warmth and light. That means not just the sunlight, but a lightness of spirit, a lightness of soul. You need to let the light in. And the warmth is also compassion. Because if it were just the temperature, most of us are roasting. And I'm sorry for the fan in the background, but you're going to have to deal with it because it is brutally hot here in North Carolina. Okay. Oh, well, now I've just knocked half a deck on the floor. We're not going to use those cards this time. Just put those away. I mean, what I have to do to go under the table to get them is just way too much work. And I have, I think 40 decks, so I think we'll be okay. What we have here is the pyramid spread and the Ten of Swords and the Knight of Swords. What I'm hearing is somebody is abso-fucking-lutely fed up with this shit. So, for you early Taurians, or Taurus people with early Taurus planets, how is Uranus treating you? I'm sure when you came in and you were told Uranus is the planet of change and things in your life will change, you didn't expect a fucking pandemic. But you're about ready to make a leap. That Knight of Swords says you've about fucking had it. So we'll get some more cards to clarify that, because I do not want you running off half-cocked. And in fact, it may be time to move with the sun there in your sign. Not that the sun in the heavens is in your sign. It's that the card chosen for your sign was the sun. Okay, just in case you didn't get that, whoever that transmutation card was about. Here we go again. We have the Death card. Again, transformation is essential. I get for a couple of you, I'm hearing, I'm going to fucking change things. Okay, that's a good idea. We have the Eight of Wands, and you're going to do it quickly. Okay. A warning. A warning, a warning. Look before you leap. The Ten of Cups is here. So I'm going to take a wild guess and say this has to do with your home. Or securing your home. And there's the card for the male Tauruses, the King of Pentacles. So You won't be deterred, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Second row, we have the Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. The Page of Swords and the Four of Cups. Some of you are working diligently, trying to balance your money. That Two of Pentacles is sometimes making a choice about money, but in general it's much easier to handle your money matters if you are not juggling. So some of you are being solid, basic Taurus, grounded, thoughtful, getting a little pissed off about all this change and how it's affecting you, but hold that thought for a minute. Some of you are in a panic about the bad news that you feel is on the horizon. You're looking at possible eviction, possible disruption of your mortgage, and I've got the Four of Cups here, and you're looking at all that you're going to lose instead of what's being offered. And for some of you, the offer is that it's an opportunity to change your life as you've been living it. Got some very bad news, Taurus. The world is never going back to what it was in December 2019. Just in case you didn't believe me, that is the Wheel of Fortune. The world has changed. Your world has changed. The entire world has changed, and it's never going to be the same again. And the sooner you grasp that and accept that and stop blaming it on somebody else and stop looking for someone else to save you and give you money and fix your job, dig those little hoofies in and start to recreate your life. Well, some of you, the change will be less dramatic, probably for Tauruses after the 10th. But, you know, those early Tauruses, you're gonna feel the sting of Uranus going back over you. What do we got here? Who's talking? Okay. For those of you who are more secure, you have the card of good fortune and friendship. And the ones over here in a panic have the Raven. And you just know that darkness looms on that motherfucking horizon and there is no escaping it, which is a crock of shit. Time is of the essence. You must get your head out of your ass and start thinking outside the box. Take a good, hard, non-emotional, purely intellectual look at your life. Look at what you have done, the choices you have made that have led you to where you are at this very moment. As whether or not you're willing to accept it, you are where you are because of choices you have made throughout your life. And choices you didn't act on, dreams you didn't move forward with. But time is of the essence. And that is a very powerful card. This card found its way into my life almost on a daily basis starting in September. It was September 19th, I think, when it flew out of the deck. And it continued to fall out of the deck, just appear on my computer, come up in my readings for months. And they were warning me that time was of the essence. Great change was coming. I didn't move quite as fast as I should have, because, I just didn't. Hopefully you will pay attention. Unseen forces are in fact watching over you, And for those of you who feel that you have some sort of a footing, or you have a plan for a footing, and you are minding your pennies, taking a really good look at what your life has been and how you've lived it. You're on the right path. Crybabies aren't getting anything except doom and gloom. And those of you who have made the choice to make changes and accept the changes, that's a big one. Accepting change. Most people hate accepting change, especially Tauruses. And I know how bloody stubborn you are, because I'm the opposite of you. I'm a Scorpio. And we are the two strongest and most stubborn in the zodiac. But when we make up our mind to change, hell's bells, get out of the way. You have your sights set on the distant horizon. You have your sights set on the future, and you understand what you need to do. You may not know all the steps of the plan, but you're ready to make the changes necessary to live a more joyful life. Doesn't mean sacrifices aren't necessary. Uranus is there. Uranus always wants a pound of flesh. Okay, you guys got to stop being concerned over here. The ones who are saying, I don't have anything, this is so bad. The government has to pay me. Yeah. Really? You really want our country turned into one complete, huge welfare state? Government's got to save my house. The government's got to save me. How about you get off your ass and figure out how to do it before the fucking court comes? Laurel's here. She said, don't waste your fucking breath on them, because those that want to go down will go down. Okay. Thanks, Laura. Laurie Barry. Ooh, she hates when I call her that. Third row is what's going on underneath. We have the Two of Cups and the Holly King, the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. I'm listening. Sorry, I haven't gone brain dead. I haven't left. I'm waiting to hear what they have to say. Okay. Two of Cups. For those of you in a relationship, wedding card came up. So some of you will be getting married. And I hear one of you is sad because you're hearing about a friend's wedding. Stop crying. Yours is coming. Don't be bitter. Yeah, several of you will be hearing about an engagement. Whether or not you attend the wedding will be up to how you decide you want to go out in the world. For some of you, there is a new relationship that in fact could lead to marriage, or a long-term partnership, however you want to call it. Jumping the broom, whatever it is. The Three of Pentacles. For somebody who wants to buy a home, there is sacrifice necessary. You need to think about what you can cut out. This is one specific person. They want you to think that through before you make that choice. How do I get those cards? Somebody is telling you you have to act quickly. Be very careful before you jump on that deal. Think it through. You're a Taurus. You can work this one out. If a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. Think it through. I do see negotiations for some of you to get a new house. One of you will take pretty much any kind of job necessary to make it happen. It's a woman, and it's the card of a servant, so cleaning buildings, filling takeout orders, whatever it is, this Taurus woman is willing to do it. And you will be able to negotiate through to get that home. That's a home security that you're looking for. That secure home that you're looking for. There's the Messenger and the card of fortune. So, yes. The one I was talking to about that deal that seems too good to be true, and the time is you got to take it right away. Yeah, that's covered by the Thief card. That would be a no. Okay, I'm not going to repeat what Laurel said. All right, maybe I should. She said, you will regret it because you will get fucked at the drive-thru. So, let's not do that one. Be very aware. If someone is trying to pressure you into saying, you got to make up your mind immediately, tell them bye-bye. For some of you, that home, that 10 of Cups, comes after that 2 of Cups. And remember, don't be crying if your friend is getting engaged and you're not. Love is right there. Pick your goddamn head up, stop weeping, and move forward. As long as you're doing this, you can't get anything. Open your hands and the universe will fill them. Be very clear about what you want. Ask for the love that you want. Create that person in your mind, and they will come through. Seven of Swords and the Ace of Swords. What the fuck does that mean? Okay. For those of you who are here crying, everything's bad, nobody loves me, everybody hates me, I think I'll eat some worms. Those got that group over there? That you are fighting the change and crying over what's lost, what's different, what's no good, and not looking at what the new opportunities are. Yeah, time is of the essence. Stop seeing doom and gloom. You're all concerned. Court's coming if you don't fucking get your head out of your ass. Several of you can and will, in fact, make the changes necessary. Doug, that would be you I'm talking to. You're one of them. The 7 of Swords is a person who's picked up 5 of them and left 2 behind in most decks. It can be a thief, but sometimes it's simply a card of sacrifice, where you simply can't take everything with you. Sacrifice is essential in change. And sometimes it's big, and sometimes it's little, and sometimes you care deeply about what has to be sacrificed, and sometimes you don't give a rat's ass. Example. I'm downsizing, I'm selling my home. I've been an antique dealer for, 12, 15 years. I had to sit on the floor and decide how many antique leather-bound copies of Shakespeare's complete works one woman would need in the forest. I liked all 3 books. I settled on one and I put the other 2 in the sale. That kind of sacrifice didn't really hurt, except that I like my stuff. So there are some sacrifices necessary, and in some instances it's just maybe getting off your ass. But the sword is there. That's the sword of power. There's a celebration, and the Emperor is there to help you. And the card that covers it is a very unusual card in this deck. It doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a number. You see, he's sleeping, and the non-bodied beings are talking to him, whether it's ancestors or angels or fae. It really doesn't matter, but information is being given to you in your sleep. So pay attention to your dreams. Write stuff down the first thing, second you wake up. Information you need, clues, hints, data, are there and are being given to you, but you must wake up and smell the fucking coffee. Some of you are just going to go down the rabbit hole, Laurel said. She also said you fucking deserve it if you won't get off your ass and save yourself. Woof, she's in a tough mood today. And some of you will be able to work things out. Your life will change drastically and will be very different. And as soon as you accept that, things will begin to become clear to you. It's this clinging to the past. It's this refusal to stop looking in the rearview mirror. It in of itself is a pandemic. People refusing to look forward, insisting that they want what was left behind. Okay, for you, Taurian females, I have the Queen of Pentacles and the World Tree. This is the Green Witch deck, by the way, the first one down. And the world is available to you. There is someone here telling me you need to look. There's a woman telling me you need to look at your history. She's showing me an old album with photographs in it. She said, look in there for your inspiration. There is a mountain to climb, but you are a bull, and you do have those hooves, and you are phenomenally strong. You can climb over that mountain, get to a new world for yourself. In fact, for some of you, there will be two different paths, and you need to choose which one. One is more intellectual, one is sort of a modified version of the life that you've lived. And one is a completely new adventure. That's what's on the other side of that mountain, and I'm going to take a guess here, but I'm pretty sure it's worth the gamble. Oof, for some of you, there's a sweetheart there. So, for those of you moving to the mountains, moving mountains, the book is here. You have all the knowledge that you need. It's in your head. Some of it's in that photograph album. It's not so much that there are words, magic words written on a page. It's that by looking at your ancestors, you become inspired. It's just that simple. You look at what they lived through. You look at how they made it do. You look how the world has morphed so much since they walked the earth, and you realize that it's your turn to get up and make a new life for yourself. Figure out what makes you happy. Where does your joy lie? For some people, they go to a 9-to-5 job for years because that's what they were told to do. That's what responsible people do. They go there, they get this job, they do that, they do this. And they're never really joyful at it. They snatch little bits of happiness in snippets, but they are not truly happy or joyful. And I think that a lot of that has led to why people seek so much gratification in cyber world. That's a whole other dimension, and it's very different, and it really doesn't have anything to do with here, except that you can do damage there that filters back here, or you can hear stupid shit there that you bring back here. The point is, you need to find your joy. And maybe you want to look at your life and say, you know what? I'm fucking tired of doing what I was supposed to do, went to college, got the degree, working this job, trying to work my way up. Now we're on a fucking pandemic. Now I'm wondering where my mortgage is going to get paid. Sometimes it's about walking away and starting a whole new life. What I always wanted to do was grow tomatoes, plant an olive orchard, live off the land. I mean, you are a Taurus. That should really resonate very well with you. Form a co-op. You don't want to leave the city, but you still want to experience that. Start a community garden. These options are there and are different than what you have lived before. And just in case... Yes, there are a few obstacles to come. You have to overcome, and a few things from your former life that have to be taken care of, put on hold, diverted. You can do it. This is the Green Man card. And evidently he wants to remind you, crybabies over here, there's something new and different and wonderful out there, something completely unexpected. Do not miss this opportunity. Don't be afraid to take that leap of faith. What is here is the Five of Wands. And in this deck, that Five of Wands is about casting a magic spell. It's about knowing what it is you clearly want. Saying those words out loud, writing those words down, holding them in your head. Seeing yourself living that life. And it's a 5, it's about change. And what it brings you is the 9 of chalices, or the 9 of cups, which in any deck is the wish card. But you have to be the one to do it. You can't rely on the governor to tell you to wear a mask, or your council member to tell you don't shop in that store because nobody's wearing one, or anybody else in authority to tell you how to make your choices right now. You must make the choices based on what you know for a fact. You know, P.T. Barnum said, believe none of what you read and half of what you see. So be very, very, very sure that you have actual facts when you act and make your choices and make your changes. Do not act on somebody else's bullshit, gossip, supposition, opinion. You need to be very clear. And you need to be very sure. And you need to change, okay? Change is imperative. The outcome is the Ace of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is about planning your work and working your plan, whatever your plan is. But it's the 7 and not the 8, so I'm thinking that it may be a new plan, a new direction, and it's growing, it's working. You can change direction. You can change career, you can change state, you can change your life. And the Ace of Cups is there. It is the promise of joy. It is the promise of love. It can be the promise of a marriage or a child. But you will have to make that happen. Stop expecting someone else to save you. And the card that has come up for it is the Minstrel. Let your intentions be known. In other words, figure out what the fuck you want and let the world know it. If somebody wants you to go back to work at a job that you used to work and you're like, I don't want to go, I could get the virus. Maybe you don't want to go because you don't want to live that life anymore. You looked at your life and there's not enough fucking joy in it. Whatever the reason, it's your reason. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. That is imperative that you understand that. It is your choice, your life, your reason, and you can share it with them. And if they give you shit, just say, thank you for your opinion, and I gotta go. Making your choices right now is so fucking important. And understand that, Laurel's here, most of the people on the planet are out of their motherfucking minds, is what she's telling me. As if I didn't know that already. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you what to do. Stop being angry because someone else hasn't told you how to proceed. Figure it out. You want to do nothing, end up on the street, wait for somebody to give you more Monopoly money. That's your choice. And several of you will do that because that's a hefty pile of cards up there. Some of you will get your head out of your ass at the last moment and move forward. Some of you will, in fact, start listening to the information given to you while you're sleeping. But you have only yourself to blame or acknowledge for where you are at this moment in time and space. Your choices brought you here. And I'm already hearing a bunch of bullshit crybabies. Yeah, well, the pandemic happened and the landlord is making me pay my rent and my boss does close the place. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You chose to take that job. You chose to rent that apartment or buy that house. These are your choices. You were not made to do it. The Gestapo didn't show up and say, you have to take out this mortgage on this house. No, these were choices that you made. Maybe your mate wanted to go live on a beach in Costa Rica, and you talked her out of it. Okay, you're where you are because of the choices you made. Be an adult, be a responsible, accountable human being, and decide what you're going to do with those choices now, darling. And stop fucking blaming other people and expecting somebody else to clean it up for you. And I hope this has been helpful. I know Tauruses don't like to be spoken to harshly, but then you better go find another crybaby reader who deals with crybabies. I don't. You get what you get. My job is to deliver the message, and I hope that it was helpful.